Have you ever looked in the mirror and felt like something was missing? Like your reflection didn't quite match the vibrant woman you still feel inside? That's exactly how Barbara, a spirited 65-year-old from Denver, felt. I used to feel invisible, she told me. It wasn't until her daughter gently suggested she reconsider the colors in her wardrobe that everything changed. Within weeks, compliments started pouring in. People didn't just notice her outfit, they noticed her. As we age, our skin tone naturally shifts, but many of us continue wearing the same colors we chose decades ago, not realizing how much they've stopped working for us, and might even be working against us. In today's video, I'll share 5 colors that often fade our natural radiance, and more importantly, what to wear instead to bring back that unmistakable glow. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Let me know in the comments. And if you're enjoying conversations like this, feel free to tap like or subscribe. Now let's begin with a color that may surprise you. Number 1, icy white. Let's begin with one of the most quietly stubborn color traps many women over 60 fall into: icy white. On the surface, it feels timeless, crisp, clean, effortlessly elegant. You see it everywhere in the stores, on mannequins and linen shirts or snowy cashmere cardigans, promising sophistication with every stitch. But for many of us, especially as our skin evolves and softens with age, icy white can start working against us in ways we don't immediately notice. Take the story of Margaret Lane, a 68-year-old retired art teacher from Seattle. Margaret had always loved her collection of white blouses, neatly pressed, classic, and easy to pair with anything. "I thought it made me look put together," she said. "But more and more I started hearing comments like, 'Are you feeling okay today?' Or 'You look tired, Mom.' And I couldn't figure out why." What Margaret didn't realize, what many of us don't, is that icy white, with its stark, bluish undertone, often creates a jarring contrast against mature skin. As we age, our natural glow softens. Undertones shift. We develop new warmth or coolness that pure white doesn't always honor. Instead of brightening our appearance, icy white can drain us, emphasizing fine lines, deepening shadows, and even making silver or white hair appear dull or yellowed. And for those of us with curves, it can draw attention to areas we might prefer to gently smooth over. But here's the good news. We don't have to say goodbye to white, we just need to choose the right white. Think less fluorescent light bulb and more candlelight. The difference is extraordinary. Soft ivory, warm cream, pearl white. These hues have a gentle touch. They bring back the glow that icy white steals. When Margaret swapped her favorite blouse for one in soft ivory, something shifted. "Suddenly, my daughter said I looked well-rested. My complexion seemed warmer. Even my silver hair looked shinier," she smiled. "It felt like I'd turned the light back on in my own face." So how do you find your perfect white? Start with natural light. Hold the garment up to your face in daylight. Does it add warmth? Make your skin look alive? If it does, you found your shade. Natural fabrics like cotton, linen, and cashmere in warmer whites tend to be especially flattering on mature skin. They feel soft, breathe well, and age with grace, just like we do. For special occasions, don't shy away from texture. A lace-trimmed cream blouse, a pearl white cable knit sweater, or even a soft off-white blazer with subtle patterns can add depth and visual interest. These touches gently reflect light without washing you out. Pair your warm whites with deeper, grounding tones, camel, navy, soft rose, or even a gentle sage green. These combinations look elegant and intentional, and they flatter a wide range of skin tones and body types. The takeaway isn't to fear white, it's to embrace it wisely. The right shade won't just sit on your body, it will frame your face with light, reflect who you are, and tell the world quietly and confidently, "I still shine." Have you ever had a moment like Margaret's? A time when just changing the shade of something old made you feel new again? I'd love to hear your story. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your experience might be the exact encouragement another woman needs today. Now let's move on to the next color that can be surprisingly tricky for women over 60, and what to wear instead. Number 2, matte black. Now let's talk about a color many of us have trusted for decades, matte black. It's sleek, slimming, and endlessly versatile. Or at least, that's what we've always believed. But something starts to shift as we grow older. And for many women, matte black begins to feel more like a shadow than a safety net. Meet Eleanor Hayes, a 68-year-old former literature professor from Portland. With her silver hair swept elegantly into a bun in a closet full of tailored black pieces, Eleanor had always thought black was her forever go-to. It made me feel in control, she told me, put together, invisible in the best way. But lately, that same favorite black blouse made her look tired, washed out, less like herself. And Eleanor isn't alone. Matte black, while undeniably classic, can be surprisingly unkind to mature skin. As we age, our complexion tends to soften. We lose some of that youthful contrast in our skin tone, and harsh colors like flat black can exaggerate every line, every shadow, every sign of fatigue. On silver-haired women especially, matte black can feel almost too sharp, like a frame that overwhelms the painting. And while black is often celebrated for its slimming effect, a head-to-toe matte black outfit can sometimes have the opposite impact. On fuller figures, it can look dense, heavy, even blocky. What was once chic can become stark. But here's the good news. The elegance you loved in black, you can still have it. You just need to shift the texture and maybe the tone. Eleanor discovered that swapping her matte black pieces for rich charcoal gray made an immediate difference. It was like someone lit a candle near my face, she smiled. I didn't just look better, I felt lighter. Charcoal still gave her that sense of sophistication, but without the harshness. Friends noticed too. Suddenly, compliments returned. Not on the clothes, but on her. If you still love black, you don't have to give it up. Just be intentional. Choose fabrics that reflect a bit of light. Think silk blends, crepe, or fine wool with a slight sheen. For evening wear, black lace or subtle jacquard patterns add dimension while maintaining that elegant edge. You can also use accessories to soften the effect. Eleanor now pairs her black blazer with a pale rose scarf or a strand of creamy pearls. That little touch near her face warms up the entire look. For silver-haired women especially, a pop of gold jewelry or soft ivory near the neckline brings balance and light. Still want that deep, grounding color? Consider navy blue. It carries the same confidence as black, but with a softness that's far more forgiving on mature skin. Navy paired with ivory or blush is an unbeatable combination. Timeless, flattering, and graceful on every skin tone. And don't overlook deep charcoal. It offers the same visual structure as black, but feels gentler, more lived in. It moves with you rather than against you. So maybe the takeaway here isn't to abandon black, but to evolve with it. Your style has matured, just like you have. Let your colors reflect the richness of the woman you've become, not the rules you once followed. Have you noticed black looking different on you than it once did? I'd love to hear your story in the comments. And if you found shades or pairings that bring out your natural radiance, share them. You never know who might need that one small suggestion to feel beautiful again. Coming up next, a sunny color that many women love, but might be aging you more than you realize. Number 3, pale yellow. Now let's talk about a color that seems harmless, even joyful, yet often leaves us looking more faded than fresh. Pale yellow. It's the color of sunshine, daffodils, and spring mornings, so naturally many women gravitate toward it. But for those of us over 60, this soft shade can be surprisingly tricky to wear. I remember speaking with Grace Lynn, a warm-hearted 72-year-old retired nurse from Seattle. Grace shared how yellow always held a special place in her heart. In Chinese culture, yellow symbolizes happiness and abundance, she told me. So I wore my favorite pale yellow sweater to my granddaughter's graduation. But when I looked at the photos afterward, I barely recognized myself. My skin looked dull, almost gray. It was disappointing. And Grace's story is more common than you might think. While pale yellow might carry youthful charm, its washed-out tone often does little to support mature skin. For women with golden or olive undertones, especially those of Asian, Mediterranean, or Latin heritage, pale yellow can almost disappear into the skin, blurring features rather than highlighting them. For those with fair skin, it tends to exaggerate unevenness in tone and on deeper complexions. It can create a strangely muted, even ashen appearance. Add silver or white hair into the mix, and the color lacks the depth needed to create contrast or glow. It's not just about skin tone either. On fuller figures, pale yellow has a tendency to blend into the background instead of defining shape or silhouette. The result? Outfits that feel more flat than flattering. But here's the beautiful part. You don't have to let go of yellow. You simply need to let it grow up with you. When Grace experimented with warmer, richer yellows, everything changed. Out went the pastel, and in came bold mustard, glowing amber, and burnished gold. It felt like I found my color again, she smiled. Suddenly people were telling me I looked rested, glowing, even elegant. These deeper yellows work wonders across all skin tones. Mustard yellow in particular has become a beloved choice for many of my clients over 60. It keeps the joyful essence of yellow but adds warmth and grounded sophistication. And for women with silver or salt and pepper hair, the contrast is simply stunning. It enhances the natural elegance of your hair and brings life to your features. When choosing pieces in these golden tones, look for fabrics that offer texture and movement, like a lightweight silk blend, a ribbed knit, or a subtle crepe. Grace found a mustard yellow cardigan in a buttery, soft knit and quickly realized it went with everything, from dark denim to crisp white pants. For evening, she now turns to gold-toned blouses or shawls that shimmer just enough to catch the light and add a gentle radiance to her complexion. If you're hesitant to make the leap from pale to bold, start small. A scarf in warm amber, a gold-toned statement necklace, or even a pair of earrings with honey-colored stones can breathe new life into neutral outfits you already own. So tell me, how do you feel about yellow? Have you found certain shades that light you up more than others? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience might just help another woman see herself in a new light. Up next, we'll take a closer look at another well-loved color that may be quietly aging you, and what to reach for instead. Number 4, faded beige. Let's talk about a color that quietly sneaks into many of our closets, faded beige. It's often chosen because it feels safe, neutral, and easy to match. But for many women over 60, it can have the opposite effect of what we intend. Instead of softening our look or offering a polished base, faded beige can actually mute the glow we've worked so hard to preserve. I think of Isabel Morales, a spirited 75-year-old retired chef from Santa Fe. Isabel always believed her love for beige reflected timeless elegance. "I thought beige was refined," she said, smoothing the sleeves of her favorite blazer. But then one day my granddaughter said gently, "Abuela, you kinda disappear in that jacket." That moment stayed with her, and honestly, she's not alone. Beige, especially in its more faded or gray-leaning tones, can blend too closely with mature skin, especially when our complexions lose a bit of the natural color they once had. For women like Isabel, whose warm undertones once glowed with vibrancy, faded beige can leave the face looking tired, sallow, or even slightly washed out. It doesn't bring light, it absorbs it. This disappearing act is even more noticeable with silver or white hair. Instead of offering contrast or structure, beige flattens the look, making gray tones seem dull instead of striking. And for those of us with curves, beige has a tendency to blur the shape, softening definition in a way that's less flattering and more forgettable. But here's the exciting truth. You don't have to give up on neutrals. You just need to choose richer, warmer ones. Isabel made one small switch that changed everything. She traded her pale beige blazer for a rich camel coat. "It felt like stepping into the sunlight," she laughed. "Suddenly, my skin looked warmer, and people started complimenting my hair. Camel, warm sand, honey, and golden tan. These tones still offer the elegance of a neutral but add depth, warmth, and radiance. They complement warm skin beautifully and add a sense of quiet luxury to any look. Even women with cooler undertones often find that these shades create just enough contrast to brighten their features and define their silhouette. Texture also plays a role. Isabel found that a camel cashmere sweater brought out her eyes more than any of her old cotton beige pieces ever did. Richer neutrals look stunning when they're layered. Imagine warm sand paired with a golden beige scarf or a soft tan blouse beneath a camel blazer. This tonal harmony creates a refined, monochromatic palette that flatters without ever feeling flat. And when it comes to finishing touches, don't underestimate the power of details. A gold necklace, earrings with warm stones, or a scarf with cinnamon or rust tones can elevate any look. These small choices bring light to the face and personality to the outfit. Have you had a moment like Isabel's, when a color you once trusted suddenly felt off? I'd love to hear your experience. What neutrals have you discovered that make you feel alive, glowing, and truly seen? Share in the comments. Your story might be the spark another woman needs to rediscover her own color confidence. And now, let's move to our final color, the one that surprises most women the most. Number 5, baby pink. And now let's turn to our final color, baby pink. A shade many women are drawn to for its softness, its sweetness, and that familiar feminine charm. But for women over 60, this delicate hue can sometimes work against the very beauty it's meant to enhance. Let me share the story of Denise Carter, a vibrant 67-year-old entrepreneur from Atlanta. Denise has always had a soft spot for pink. It made me feel lighthearted, gentle, like I was holding on to a piece of youth, she told me. But one day, after looking through recent family photos from her granddaughter's birthday, she paused. I realized something, she said. That pastel pink blouse I adored, it didn't brighten me anymore. It actually made me look faded. Denise's experience speaks to something many women experience as they mature, especially those with richer skin tones. While baby pink might seem harmless, even flattering, its pale tone often lacks the energy needed to complement deeper or more subtle complexions. On darker skin, it can leave an ashy, washed-out effect, dulling the natural glow that should be celebrated. For those with silver or salt and pepper hair, baby pink can flatten the vibrancy of those beautiful gray strands. And for fuller figures, the softness of the color can blur your shape instead of honoring it. But here's the beautiful truth. You don't have to give up pink. You just need to let it evolve with you. When Denise tried on a coral pink dress for the first time, everything changed. My daughter said I looked radiant, she laughed, like someone finally turned the lights back on. Richer shades like coral pink or rose pink breathe life back into your look. They offer all the femininity of pink, but with warmth, vibrance, and strength, exactly what mature beauty deserves. These deeper pinks work beautifully across all skin tones. Rose pink enhances fair and medium skin, adding depth without harshness. Coral pink, with its blend of pink and orange, brings warmth to darker complexions and creates a glow that feels joyful and confident. When selecting these more vibrant pinks, look for fabrics with a bit of texture or sheen. Denise fell in love with a silk coral blouse that now goes everywhere with her, from business lunches to brunch with friends. For special occasions, fabrics like chiffon or crepe in rich rose hues catch the light and move with grace, adding elegance and dimension. For a polished everyday look, pair coral or rose pink with grounding tones like charcoal gray or navy blue. Denise often wears her coral blazer with white pants and gold hoop earrings, an effortlessly chic combination that feels fresh, confident, and ageless. So what about you? Have you found a shade of pink that makes you feel alive, radiant, and truly yourself? I'd love to hear in the comments. Your story might help another woman rediscover her own color joy. And now that we've explored all 5 colors, stay with me for a final reflection on how just a few thoughtful color changes can completely transform the way you feel in your clothes and in your own skin. Which color spoke to you the most today? Share below. Your shade. I'd love to hear what's worked for you. And your story might just inspire another woman to see herself in a whole new light. If this video gave you even one idea that made you feel more confident, consider subscribing. It's a simple way to stay connected and keep discovering more ways to feel radiant in your wisdom years. Because true beauty doesn't fade, it evolves. And remember this, the most powerful color you can wear isn't on a hanger. It's the one that makes you feel like you again. Bold, calm, glowing, grounded, whatever lifts you. Thank you for spending this time with me. In our next video, we'll explore even more subtle shifts that can completely transform how you feel in your clothes without buying a whole new wardrobe. Until then, stay bright, stay true, and never stop shining.